Hello guys, this is Kathy with Kincaid Special Creations, coming to you with another West Virginia Wednesday. I'm going to refresh my computer over here, see if it brings it in so that I can see any comments. Make sure we're live. Well, I see a couple in. Hello. You have to let me know who you are because my computer. Hello, Melissa. How are you? My laptop. There we go. Now we're up and running. Hey, Jennifer. How's things going in your area? Kind of pretty outside up here today, but it's really, really, really chilly. So, okay, we can get our, yeah, it's doing pretty good. This is my first time doing this all by myself, so everybody please have a little bit of patience with me. We're going to wait about 4 or 5 minutes to let everybody get in here, and then I'll begin with the craft. I'm going to work a little bit on some symbols of West Virginia today. Hey, Savannah. Glad you get a check-in, baby. We've had a hey, Becky. Boy, I'm glad you all get to stop in and visit me every once in a while. We've got a couple crafts that I'm going to get to here in a little bit, but I just wanted to say I've been watching the election news all day, and it's basically the same old, same old. Hope everybody has voted for the person that they wanted to be in charge, because they're in charge for 2 years. I don't understand this stuff. Mandy does all this stuff really, really well. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I just got out of the shower. I got to go to a physical therapy here in about an hour or so. So figured I better get my shower before I did this live so that we could get into the good stuff and enjoy it. Hey, Stacy. I haven't seen you in a while. How you all doing out there? We're all doing really good down here. Looking forward to Thanksgiving. Hopefully we can find a turkey. We're just hanging in there one day at a time and keep on going and enjoying. I love crafting. I absolutely love crafting. So all right. Well, I'd like to see, wait just a couple minutes, but I don't want everybody to be waiting around on me to start doing something either. So I'm going to take my, roll my camera up a little bit and then lower it down to where we can start doing our crafts. Does anybody have any specific things that they'd like me to do towards Christmas? You got, you looking for ornaments, you're looking for tree designs, you're looking for signs, you're looking for gifts. I've got one that could be, you could make this for a gift for your family for Christmas. So I'm hoping that you like what I'm doing and that you continue to watch. So let me roll you up and get my, sorry for shaking you. And then I'll get my camera down here where I want it to go. There we go. I can still see your comments, so anybody that wants to leave a comment, please do so. That way I know you're here and I can reply to you. My first project is ornaments. Or you don't have to use these necessarily just for Christmas. They're just going to be little tags. I got these little tags that come like this. 16 or 36 in a package from Michael's. So, you know, and what I did, excuse me, what I did was to take them, lay them all out this morning and put a layer of Mod Podge on. You can feel it. This side right here is still smooth like it was before I did anything. And this side has the Mod Podge on it. So if you want to do something like this, just take your, whatever you're going to Mod Podge, put it on there and let it dry. And now, I'm going to, I've fussy cut out some symbols from West Virginia, or state flower, state bird, state, we have a, this one is, the apple is the golden delicious apple, and this is the honeybee. Let me get the rest of these out of here. Okay. This one is a rattlesnake, so I'm just going to use it to show you how you do it. You just take it and you fussy cut it out of a regular piece of printer paper. This is, I could have done it on my Cricut, but I wanted to show you a way of doing stuff that everybody can do. So I'm just going to lay them down here, and I'm going to take this piece of, this is parchment paper. Take this piece of parchment paper and lay it on top of it. And just a regular iron. I have a small one, but you know, you can use your regular one, just don't use the steam with it. And just rub it across. That reactivates that Mod Podge. You don't have to do it very long. And then just peel off your stuff, and then your paper stays on there. See, it won't fall off. So it's just, it's a really neat way of doing Mod Podge without making yourself all nasty and sticky. So, and then I just took a pen. I guess I must put my pen up. And just wrote what was on the back of it. This would be good for a school, or if you was teaching your kids. Or you could, if you wanted to do a specialized tree for your states, doesn't have to be mine, your state symbols, you could just do that. The next one, I did the same thing with these. With these round ones like this, but if you'll notice that these round ones here, hi Janet, they don't have any hole in them. This thing right here is called a crocodile. Let me put you up just a little higher. There. That's better. So then what you do is you have it, it's got a 3/16 inside and a 1/8 side. It's got, they're like hole punches. And then you can take and measure them. They even got a little measure thing on the side of them so that you can get them all in the same spot. And then you just put it in there. And look how neat that is. Perfect little hole. And that's a pretty good sized piece of wood. You couldn't do that real easy with regular hole punch. This will go through metal. If you haven't watched my Thanksgiving DIYs that I put on YouTube, please do so, because I use this on a couple of my projects, and it does real good. It goes through felt, it goes through, hey Tim, glad you're here, hey Crystal. It goes through tin, it goes through the hard cardboard, it goes through this little wood right here, it goes through felt, it goes through just about anything that you want it to go through. Now, it is not cheap, but catch it when it goes, when these things go on sale at 40 to 50% off at Joann's or Michael's or something, and pick them up then. But it's well worth your money. I think this is like to put a snap together. So, you can have you a nice piece of equipment just by doing that. Okay, I want to make sure I don't get the one that don't have the Mod Podge. Okay, now this is the state seal of West Virginia. And I'm just going to do the same thing with it. I'm going to put these on a special little tiny tree this year. And this is the simplest thing. This is the simplest way I've ever seen to do Mod Podge. You don't get sticky. You don't even have to put second coat on top of it if you don't want to. See? It will not fall off. It's on there. It's stick all the way around. The outside edges are stuck. So, then this is the rhododendron. Which, that's all I'm going to do is just keep doing. This is our state flower. If everybody, well, most people that watches me either lived in West Virginia or has been to West Virginia. Rhododendrons come out usually in July, maybe. I don't really. Now, we have what we call the mountain laurel that comes out first. And then you have the rhododendron that comes out. The rhododendron, one of them has larger leaves than the other one. But to tell you the truth, I don't remember which way it goes. Either the mountain laurel, I think the mountain laurel's leaves are bigger than the rhododendrons. And then they have tame rhododendrons you can get to put in your yard. If June is when they come out, good deal, Becky. Thank you. And you just keep ironing. Like I said, it don't take 10, 15 seconds before you reactivated that Mod Podge. Whoops, I must put it on the wrong side of that one. See, that's the difference. Or that's the one that I don't have anything on. There we go. You can feel the difference. I just didn't pay attention to it. You want to put the parchment paper on top of it, because if you don't, it takes a possibility, a small possibility, that you might scorch your paper. Where if you put the parchment paper over top of it, it won't do it. See, you can tell the parchment paper is turning colors. Look how pretty that is. A little cardinal. Now this one, keep picking up that one that don't have anything on it. This is the sugar maple leaf. This is our state leaf. And you just do the same, and I'm going to show you a little trick to the outside edge. You can do it two ways. I'm just going to cut it because I forgot to get my sanding block. But if you've got a nail file or a sanding block or something like that, you can just scrape down on the edge like this, and it'll bring it all the way off. I'm just going to turn it upside down and cut it around the outside edge. They turn out really cute when you get done with them. And see, there you can go. Then you can take your crocodile back, and it has a little hole in the top of it where you can line the hole of your thing up again. And now you have your hole back. Okay, I think we've done a few of those. So we also have our state animal is a black bear, which I have. I just have to fussy. Oh, let me show you how fussy cut it out. What they're telling you when they fussy cut is you just cut as close to the outside edge as you can and get all that white off there. But this makes it be able to take just a regular printer, print out your designs that you want, and then make you whatever you want. You can put them on a piece of paper, a piece of wood, piece of plastic. I couldn't iron them. You would be able to Mod Podge it on. But I like to put it on, let it dry, and put it on wood. Be good for a lot of things. You could take probably the window clings, as long as you had that or the parchment paper between it. You probably wouldn't burn it. Another way of doing this too, that I've done before, is to take plastic wrap and put it between what you're working on and the surface. I did it and made some Halloween cards when I first started crafting. Before I started my video, I made all the kids putting it on the wrong side, a Halloween card and sent it to them. I sent them to them in the mail. That was still when Jenny lived in Maryland. So if she's watching, she'd know. Hi, Andy. How are you? And there you go. So if anybody wants to do anything, that's just as simple as it can be. See, that's just like you drew that on there. And then we're going to take some ribbon. I've got it stuck here so it won't fall off. And take a piece of ribbon, fold it in half, put it through the hole, bring it back up through, bring the two open ends through the loop. My fingers are getting old and hateful. And that way your ornament will hang straight. Then just take and tie a knot to the top of it. Man, when your fingers get older and they don't like to do stuff. Now, there you go. Now you can just hang it up wherever you want to. Just cut the end of it off. Now you have, let's take our pen and write Black Bear on it. And there we go. We're ready to hang them on our tree. That's just as simple as it can be. Like I said, I wanted to make sure that I let everybody know that they, you can do something with or without the cricket. And our state fish is called a brook trout. I think I'll put him on like he's jumping out of the water. And that way he can, I'll have them all done, ready for my tree. Has anybody ever used this method before when they're crafting? There he is. Let's put brook trout on the back of it. Or have you even heard of using Mod Podge in this fashion? There we go. All you got to do is put the little string on it. I think they turned out awfully pretty. You'll have to let me know what you think of it. Alright, I'm going to set all this stuff out of the way. Clean up my mess later after this live's over with. Okay. And the next thing in line is bowl cozies. This is what I made. This one is one you can set a bottle of soda, a glass of ice water, a pint of ice cream, one of those little bowls of soup. You could do whatever you want to. They're taller and they're narrower. This one, although it's a little one, is what they call a bowl cozy. You just set it, like if you can get a hot bowl of soup, you can set it down in there and carry it to wherever you're going to eat it at and not burn your fingers. You can hold it and not burn your fingers. So I'm going to show you how to put those together. You start out with a sheet of, or a piece of material. I think I've got, okay. Take a piece of material. This is a blue one. You can use any color, any fabric that you want. And just take and lay your pattern down here. If you've got one of them rotary cutters, it works wonderful. Right now, I'm just going to show you this so I can stay inside the camera line. And I'm just going to mark it. Having this pattern works really well because then you don't have to measure it every single time. And then I've got two of them together because you have to have two pieces. But I'm going to end up making two bowl cozies. So I'm going to take two of this color and two of a solid blue color. Should have got my good scissors out of my sewing box. Okay. Put my paper back on here. My line ain't as good on the other side. That's why this works out really good, is because you can measure it with the actual block itself. Of course, I can't cut a straight line, so I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me do all this. But you have this piece of material, and then you'll have, I'll show you what it looks like after you get your piece of material. There's your piece of material cut 10 by 10. Then you have batting. You can use regular batting. Let me turn off this iron before I get burnt on live TV. You put batting in. You cut your batting about a ½ inch shorter than what your material is. And then you take and you put, you sew a line from here in one corner. Pick one corner, sew it all the way to the other. You can take a ruler and make a straight line if you can't draw, you know, or you can do like me and just kind of fudge it. And then on the other side, draw or sew one right down the other center. And this is the two pieces that'll be together when you get done. Both of them have the batting on it. You have to have batting on both sides. And you have to have material on both sides. And when you get those done, you take both of them and you fold them in the middle. I fold them with the thing to the outside, but you can do it whatever you want. Then on this side, I'm find my little tiny pieces. Here they are. Now, if you want to make a bowl cozy, you cut your piece of cardboard, your template, 1.5 wide, 1.5 on this end, and 2.5 on this end. Now, if you're going to make the ice cream cozy, you do 4.5 or 2.5 on the straight edge on that one, and the long side will be 2 3/4. Now, the straight edge here is always going to go right here. Then I just take a pen and mark straight up and on the end. And that way when you go to do it, you'll sew here. You mark them off all four sides first. And I always flip it over so that it'll be, because you're going to flip it over when you sew it. And just mark it again. Mark here and here. And then you're going to take it and open it up again. fold it over again, and do the same markings on this side. You're going to put this down, not that one. Put this down, mark it here and here, flip it over, and mark it here and here. And then all you do is take it to your sewing machine and sew down all 4 of those little sides. Then you'll end up with something like this. It's sewed all 4 of those little corners, because this would have been laying flat. All 4 of those little corners are now cut. Then you take your scissors and just cut that off. And this is an important step to not forget, because I've just forgot it several times. Because this bulks up the inside of your cozy if you leave it in there. But if you just cut it down about 1/4 of an inch from the view. Here comes my cat. Don't cut off your stitching line though. Okay. So then you have something that looks like this. Cut your strings off because they'll get in the sewing machine. Okay, so now we have this one, and this one would look just like that because I've just cut the end off of it. So now you have this one faced up like this. Turn this one to where it's, or leave this one inside out, because you want both right sides together. Just make sure you crunch them out. And put one down inside the other one. Make the points come together. Now see this one, the points are, yeah. Bring your points together. And then I would say just take a safety pin and pin them together, or a straight pin, till you get all the way around. And then you're going to sew everything. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides. Sew 7 of the 8 sides. Leave one side open, because then you're going to use that to flip it inside, right side back out. Then you're going to straighten out all the points that you need to do, and all the everythings that you need. And then when you're done, it's going to turn out, it's going to be like this. You're going to have all of this showing. This is one seam, this is another seam. Just makes it nice and taut. Then once you get all that together, you take your end that was open, that you turned it wrong side out, and just sew all along the top edge. And when you do that, there you go. You're done. You're ready to put your ice cream, your ice water, a bowl of soup, you know, one of those things that you heat up in the microwave. One of those will fit in there. There's different sizes. You can make bowl cozies and cup cozies and glass cozies, and this is an ice cream cozy. You can make all kinds of them. Let me turn it back up to where we can talk some more. There we go, and I'll roll you back down. Okay. So, hello. Does anybody have any questions? Hi, Virgie. How are you? If anybody wants me to do a full tutorial on YouTube doing these bowl cozies, please let me know. We made several a couple years ago for our kids and grandkids for Christmas. My sister Janet showed me how to make these, and they're absolutely awesome. When we have a hot bowl of beans or potatoes or soup, we grab them for our bowl cozies, because it just makes it easier to carry it from the kitchen to wherever you're going to eat it at. So I enjoy mine. I hunt mine every time, whether I'm eating a cold bowl of cereal or whether I'm eating a hot bowl of soup. You know, either way it goes, I like to have that cozy. So Any questions? Anybody got anything that they want to talk about? Is everybody having beautiful weather at their house? It's kind of hard when Mandy's out here because I got to watch the computer as well as watch the TV set. But if there's no questions or you don't have anything else that you'd like me to answer, if you have any questions after I go off this live, just leave them. I check it every once in a while for new comments. So if you don't care, you can give me a thumbs up if you watch it again. And I appreciate each and all the comments. I appreciate every one of you stopping in to visit. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Get ready to go up to my... Yeah, the ornaments were nice. I think that the ornaments were a unique set, you know, that you could leave up all year long. You could put them on your porch, Janet, and just have them as a decoration. You just put you probably won't put a little small tree, but you might put them on a wreath or something and hang them up. I think you should really find different things. You wouldn't even have to use the state symbols. You could do anything. If you just love birds, if Janet likes sunflowers, if you just like that, you could make all kinds of little things like that and hang them up. They would make, they would make a really good garland, come to think of it. You put those and 2 or 3 beads in between them, and then just hang them up in between there and hang them up anywhere you wanted to. Or put them on a tier tray. If some of them, you can just put a little tumbling tower block on and stand them up on your tier tray. Hey, I do a summer animal themed one. Maybe I'll put them in one there. Okay. All right, guys. Well, it was good you all stopped in. I'm tickled. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping in. I know you're busy today, but I do appreciate it. All right, guys. Y'all have a wonderful day. We'll see you 2 weeks from now on Wednesday. Bye-bye.